Grandpa is 85 years old this year. I picked up a girl outside today. The girl is frozen. Although the uncle is 80 years old, he has never married a wife, never met any woman, but now for help. I can't control whether men and women give or take kisses. So just rub the flour on the girl's legs. This will thaw out this frozen body Grandpa needed like this for 2 hours. The girl finally woke up. The uncle saw that the girl's clothes were dirty. Just let the girl change. Then I took it to the river to clean it. This is the first time Grandpa helps a woman wash clothes. Uncle is very happy to work. Do not know why Grandpa feels that heaven has eyes. Make him a man who won't live long, still have girls. The uncle decided to pursue the girl, marry a girl. This girl's name is Jane, because it was sold to a restaurant a few years ago. But after years of work, it's unbearable. So I sneaked out. I didn't expect it to be freezing outside. Jane almost froze to death. Fortunately, the uncle took him home, and the uncle takes good care of Seok-hyeon every day. Seok-hyeon also fell in love with this very warm-hearted uncle. So Seok-hyeon agreed to the uncle's marriage proposal. They had a big wedding. This makes the single dogs in the whole village envious. But the ant in the village kept laughing at the old cow eating young grass. But the uncle doesn't care about these gossips so old. Should have wine today, drunk today, dead under peony. It's fun to be a ghost the following days. The uncle is very high profile, showing his affection in the village. Wherever I go, I have to carry Seok-hyeon on my back. Whenever you have time, go to the mountain to worship Guanyin Bodhisattva. I hope my young wife be able to bear a son for himself so that the incense will not be broken. Sure enough, God, half a year after the apparition, Seok-hyeon gave birth to a big fat son. Uncle is so happy. Finally, I didn't embarrass my ancestors. Continuing the family tradition, the uncle carried Seok-hyeon around every day, aroused the jealousy of all the men in the village. It's been a few years. Son has grown up, and the uncle's body is getting better and better. Sure enough, women have the effect of prolonging life. Grandpa even thinks he can live another 50 years. You can hold grandchildren in the same house for 3 generations. Seok-hyeon sees the uncle and his son getting along, is so happy. Oh, I feel relieved. It seems that the uncle is not suspicious, but suddenly one day, a man named Seok-hyeon came back from the city. Seok-hyeon turned pale from fright, ran home in a hurry. Seok-hyeon was also shocked when he saw Seok-hyeon. Don't you work in a restaurant in the city? Why did you come to the country? It turned out that Seok-hyeon used to take care of Seok-hyeon often. Both are very familiar. Jane doesn't want people to know his secret, and I don't want people to know I am now married to an uncle in his 80s. But the uncle hugs his son every day to show off. Especially like to laugh at those single men. Seok-hyeon is also single. The uncle laughed at Seok-hyeon badly. Say, you are handsome and young, still a bachelor. You see, I am over 80 years old. Can marry a young wife. And Seok-hyeon saw the uncle and Seok-hyeon chatting, terrified. I'm afraid that Seok-hyeon will tell me about his work in the restaurant. Tell the uncle. Seok-hyeon rushed over to call the uncle home. But at this time, the village chief just came back from the city. Seok-hyeon trembled with fright when she saw the village head. It turns out that the village chief used to often go to the restaurant to patronize, and Jane is also very familiar. Fortunately, the village head is a sensible person, didn't tell Jane's secret, but Seok-hyeon has been unwilling to reconcile after seeing Seok-hyeon. In the past, Seok-hyeon liked Seok-hyeon very much. I wanted to be a catcher, but I never had the courage. But where did you think? In the end, this old man picked up a big bargain. Seok-hyeon is very sorry if you express yourself earlier, willing to be Seok-hyeon's taker. Then there's nothing wrong with the old man. Of course, Seok-hyeon is also very unwilling. In fact, Seok-hyeon hopes to marry a young girl. Strong man. Now married to this old man, Jane is getting more and more annoying. Seok-hyeon went to the river to wash clothes this day. I saw a flower floating in the water. Seok-hyeon thinks it must be sent by Seok-hyeon. So Jane walked up the river. Then I found Ah-kyang. Jane expresses her thoughts, and Ah-kyang couldn't bear it anymore, dropped the axe and came over. They revisited years ago together, good memories. Jane looked happy after returning home. Uncle found something wrong, but I can't see what's wrong, so don't think too much. But Ajin goes to Ah-kyang every day. They are very secretive when they meet, and Ajin also began to look forward to the uncle's early passed away. But the uncle is getting younger and younger. How I wish my uncle would have some accidents. Ajin's life is very difficult every day because I can't accept it with this bad old man. And Jane is getting bolder. Actually slipped out in the middle of the night, but this time the uncle followed him out. Sure enough, I saw Ah-jin and Ah-kyang whispering in the woodshed. Uncle heard today's conspiracy through the crack of the door. Ah-kyang and Ah-jin. Actually planning to kill the uncle. Grandpa was furious. Wait for Ah-kyang to leave. Uncle is about to push Jane into the stove. Jane begged. The uncle spared Ah-jin's life. But in the middle of the night, Jane couldn't sleep. I'm still afraid that the uncle will kill me. So I woke up quietly, fleeing from the village overnight. When uncle wakes up in the morning, I just found out my wife ran away. Grandpa is howling and crying. Fortunately, the son was not taken away. This makes the uncle feel very gratified, but the uncle has been in love since he lost his wife. The body is getting worse day by day. Grandpa feels that he may not live long, so I plan to put myself. The technique of firing ceramics is passed on to his son, but the son can't learn. Grandpa is afraid that after his death, this son will starve to death. The village chief came to visit the uncle. The uncle knelt in front of the village chief, asked the village chief to find his wife back. The village head thinks this old guy is almost 90 years old now. I still think about girls all day long deserve to die. In fact, the village chief is jealous of the old man. Now, the old man's wife is gone. The mayor felt very at ease. The village head kicked the old man a few times, then left. Fortunately, the neighbor's aunt saw that the uncle was pitiful. Come and take care of this father and son. And the uncle saw that someone came to take care of him, so jumped into the stove, ended his life. And the neighbor's aunt raised the youngest son. 20 years have passed. The youngest son has become a handsome boy. The son went everywhere to find his biological mother. Finally found. The mother was abandoned by Ah-kyang many years ago, now reduced to a beggar son hugging mother. They finally reunited. This mother and son live happily ever after.